Hey, this is Pax, and welcome to a guide to Feral Druid in Dragonflight 10.0.7. We're going to be covering M+, and raid talents, stat weights, and the new primordial stones, and a basic rotation to give you the best chance at learning this insanely fun and surprisingly strong spec. First off, talents, and I'll leave the talent trees up for a few seconds with a bit of silence so you can pause as needed. For M+, I would recommend this talent build for most dungeons. This page should get you through most AoE content with plenty of damage, interrupts, and utility. At the bottom, you'll see we take Incarn, but Convoke is also competitive. Some people will play better with two separate cooldowns, while others will play better baking their entire power spike into one big one. Play with them and see how you like each one. Feel free to add or subtract utility as needed per your dungeon group. For single target, a good default page would look like this. Nothing too fancy or out of the ordinary, pretty much exactly what you would expect. If you're not comfortable juggling so many dots, you can sacrifice a few percents for this build, but I believe that if you're going to learn the spec, you should learn it the right way. However, messing up the more complicated build is more damage lost than playing the simple build. For 2 to 3 target cleave, I play with this, assuming that most targets will be targetable throughout the vast majority of the fight. And lastly, for AoE cleave, this is my starter page, then I add or remove AoE as needed per fight, or if the adds are dying too fast or living too long. For example, Heroic Broodkeeper, the adds tend not to live long enough to take Apex, but on Razagath, Apex gets a lot of value. For a single target opener, you're going to want to Stealth and press Rake, Thrash, Berserk, Shred. If you don't crit to 5 combo points, you want to press Shred again, then Tiger's Fury and Rip. Follow this up by Shred, Bite, Convoke if you're talented into it, Swarm, Bite. From there, your goal is to keep close to 100% uptime on the damage over time abilities and weave in bites when possible. As for our AoE rotation, you're going to want to Stealth up and get a Stealth Rake, then get a 5-point Primal Wrath out ASAP. On anything less than 10 targets, biting between Primal Wraths is the way to go. Above 10 targets, you'll want to start spamming Primal Wraths and only biting when you have an Apex proc. The Primal Ring introduced this patch got hotfix from kinda mediocre to pretty good. Once you get it, I would suggest putting into Serious Blood and Prophetic Twilight ASAP, then either Humming Arcane for single target or Storm for AoE. This combo will do a bit of extra damage for you for literal free. For stat weights, we keep it nice and simple. Crit is king in all content, Mastery and Haste are equal, and lastly, Verses are worse. Due to the way that WoW stats work, always sim yourself as you'll want at least some of every stat. Don't take a guide as the end-all be-all for your character. And this has been a no-fluff guide to Feral, and if this guide helped you in any way, consider dropping a like and a sub. It would make my day.